Well, hello strange people, welcome back to the channel. Just going to do a little short film today. We had hoped to be out camping, got a new tent to try out, and see, as you can see, it's a beautiful sunny day, but Amanda's not feeling very well. She's got a bit of a cold. Well, she's got a heck of a cold, and didn't seem fair to be dragging her out on the moors, so we've decided to do a film that I was going to do in a couple of weeks' time. Just a little sort of history film, really. Something not really within my normal scope, but I think quite interesting nonetheless. So I'm presently, look at these beautiful little trains. I think they're little shunting wagons. I'm no train expert, so I've got no idea what they are really. So this little bit of history has interested me for many years, ever since I heard about it. And it happened here at Beer Ferris train station. It's a beautiful little station, as train stations go. So this quiet little village station of Beer Ferris saw one of the worst train accidents, certainly in Devon, and one of the worst in the UK. The year was the 1917, and the date was the 24th of September. Now, earlier that day, 24th of September, two ships had arrived in Plymouth. The Maroa and the Norman. They were troop ships from New Zealand carrying the 28th Rifle Brigade. They were reinforcements for the front. The troops boarded the train in Plymouth at roughly 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and they hadn't eaten since 6 o'clock that morning, so they were pretty hungry. They'd been told that the next stop the train would make would be Exeter, where two men were to get off the train, go to the guard's carriage, pick up rations for the troops in their carriage. Two men. Of course, these guys were from New Zealand. They had no idea how far Exeter was. And at roughly 10 to 4, their train came from this direction. Their train came around that sharp corner and stopped here at the signal, which is, you can just make out at the end of the platform. Stopped at the signal. Now, they'd stopped at the signal, which was unscheduled, because the London to Waterloo Express was coming through. You can't make it out now, but this was a two-lane track. The other side was the Plymouth to Waterloo. This one, I'm not sure exactly where it went. It certainly goes to Tavistock, or went to Tavistock, but I'm not 100% sure where this one was headed. Although the troops were headed for Salisbury, so I think one was a GWR line, one was a Southern Railway line. Don't quote me on that. This isn't my realm of expertise at all. I heard this story when I was a young man, and it's been on my mind for years. So I'm really glad to have actually come here. I've been passed through the station on the train before, but I've never actually stopped here and had a look before. As I said, two men from each station from each carriage were told that they could get off the train when it stopped, which was at Exeter. As I said, they're from New Zealand. They had no idea where Exeter was, or how far from Plymouth Exeter was. So, hungry, thinking that they'd arrived at Exeter, initially two men got off the train. Now this train had 18 carriages, and although this platform has got to be close to 100 yards long, the train carried on down there and around that sharp corner. At this time, the express, London Waterloo Express, was coming through, and the driver, as he came around there, saw, there's another sharp bend up there, saw this troop train and gave a loud blast on his whistle, which was a customary thing to do. Gave him a loud blast on the whistle. But he didn't see the troops on the line. The hungry lads, a lot of them at the far end, had got off the train. Now this train platform is quite high, and unlike in New Zealand, where the platform you have to go down steps to get off the train, you pretty much jump off the train straight onto the platform in the UK, and that was the same in those days. So this high platform, they didn't realise that they hadn't reached the train station at Exeter. Some of them got off on this side of the track, and some of them got off on the other side of the track. And the express came whizzing through, and it wasn't until the fireman shouted something like, "Whoa, there are troops on the track," or "there are soldiers on the track," that the engineer hit the brake. The train stopped, finally halted for a quarter of a mile, about 400 metres down the track, covered in blood. 9 soldiers had been killed instantly, 1 died later in hospital. Two were injured. It's scary, isn't it? Trains are always, they don't interest me at all. The train was doing 40 miles an hour, and one of the survivors had said something that they never expected trains to be doing 40 miles an hour. They didn't do 40 miles an hour in New Zealand. The oldest person killed was 36. He'd just got married. And the youngest was 20. There were 2 20-year-olds, 2 that were 21, one 33, one 28, and I think a 24-year-old, although I'm not 100% sure. Shocked the village. There's only 200 people in this village at that time. Probably aren't that many more than that now. It's a very quiet place. Sorry about that, I was getting buzzed by a wasp and I'm allergic to wasp stings, so every year the village commemorates the train accident, and all the names of the soldiers are placed on the village war memorial. There's only two villages. We're on a little peninsula between the two rivers, the Tamar and the Tavy, and there are only two villages on the entire peninsula. It's quite remote, for, believe it or not. It takes a lot longer to get here than you would think. The train track is the easiest way to get anywhere around here. And of the two villages, there were 41 killed in the First World War. That's quite a large proportion of the village, or the area I should say, really, of the young men in the area. But those New Zealanders are remembered. So yeah, 10 soldiers that come halfway around the world to help the old country in the First World War, killed. Anyway, that's it. That's the story. I had to write the name of the ship down because there's just no way I could remember that. Urumaroa. I doubt if it's pronounced right, so don't shoot me. I've got no idea what we're going to do next. I think next weekend we'll probably go out to the boat and do some work. Certainly needs it. We've done a little bit. We've pumped her out, about half out, so that I could actually level her up, so no more water should get in. I forgot to take the cameras, but I did take a couple of photos which I'll plonk on here. Yeah, we won't be able to camp next weekend. It's Amanda's birthday weekend, I think. So we won't be camping next weekend. Weekend after, hopefully, we can get out and get out with a new tent. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but I couldn't put up with that MSI much longer. We'll keep it. We'll probably still use it, certainly if it's windy, but I couldn't put up with it anymore. Right, I'm waffling now. I will leave you and catch you next time. Bye for now.